Ty with Ty the Dog Guy on the Daily, and I want to tell you about kind of a humorous experience I had. Well, it wasn't humorous at the time. Looking back, I'm laughing at it a little bit. It was just this past week. I told this story in my newsletter, so if you've read the newsletter, this will be a little bit of a repetition. But any case, I flew back to Georgia this past week, just a real quick trip. Thursday I flew out, Friday I flew back. Had to look at a few dogs, buy some dogs for some clients, things like that, for some service and protection dogs we're doing. And so on the way back, it was a trip that was planned with very short notice. I like to plan trips with as much notice as I can, with as much time, just because I'm a planner and I want things to go well. But also I like to select my seats, on the plane. I'm a big guy. I'm 6'1", big guy, and so I like to sit on the aisle, so there's a little bit of room. And if I don't get the aisle, I try to get the window. What I never, ever want is the middle seat. And I know a lot of even not big people want that. But anyways, I didn't want the middle seat. So, anyways, going out there, I had a window. I did okay. Coming back, though, it was an entirely full plane, and there were no aisles, no windows at all. There was just, when I booked the flight, there was 2 seats left. They're both middle seats, so I had no choice. I had a middle seat. I tried like everything, like I was willing to pay, some decent money to upgrade to first class or anything, just so I wouldn't have to sit in the middle, but it happened. So, get in the middle, and the whole way down, down the walkway, I'm like, oh, please just let it be some small people sitting next to me so we're not bumping elbows and stuff. And sure enough, I get to my row, and it's 2 big dudes. There's a big guy in the aisle, and there's like a really big guy over here. And I come in, I sit in the middle, I'm like, oh, sorry, man. I was like, shoot, how tall are you? And he looks at me, he's angry, he's like 6'4". I was like, oh. I was like, man, these airlines need to do a better job at putting, at not putting big guys in the same area. And so anyways, plane takes off, this guy's angry. From the first words he said to me, he's angry. And so I just kind of lay off, let him go, and I'm squeezing into the middle as much as I can to not bug this guy, because he seems angry, and he's big, and he looks strong, and I see a military backpack underneath. He looks like he's special forces or something. I'm like, shoot, this guy's gonna kill me if I'm not careful. He's gonna beat me up. And so we get in the air, and the guy in front of him leans his chair back a little bit, and he just starts flailing around and cursing. I like brush into him, he brushes into me, and every time it happens, anytime there's even an ounce of contact, he's like flailing and cursing. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do here. Like I'm a little bit nervous. Like, I don't know if this was anywhere else, I might say something or just move or whatever, but like I'm stuck in this tin can for 5 hours on this flight. I don't know what to do. And this just keeps happening. Like any sort of movement from anybody around him, and he's just cursing and flailing and trying to like scoot his way away from everybody. And anyways, it was a little bit scary. So long story short, he ends up like 30 minutes into the flight going and standing next to the restroom and causing a bit of a ruckus until I think they eventually put him in like one of the jump seats that's reserved for the crew, because he didn't come back after that, and I know there was no empty seats on the plane, and so I think he was on a jump seat in the back. But at first I was angry, because this guy's making me feel like, I'm like, dude, we're on the same flight here. I didn't want to sit here any more than you did. This guy in front of you, this guy in the middle over here, none of us wanted to sit, cramped, but we're doing it, and you're just like throwing a tantrum here. But it made me realize, like, a lot of the dogs that we work with, it's easy for us as dog owners to be like, oh, my dog's being a jerk, he's throwing a tantrum, he's doing this stupid thing, he's doing that stupid thing. But oftentimes with the dogs, we don't, a lot of owners don't realize what's going on beneath the surface, right? What that dog's actually dealing with, the challenges that dog's going through that's leading to this bad behavior and to this tantrum. And so that kind of helped me put it in perspective and not be so mad and realize, hey, I don't know what's going on in this guy's life. Maybe he just had some awful stuff happen. Maybe he's got some sort of issue with, touching human contact. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him, so maybe I shouldn't judge. And like I say, it kind of helped me put things in perspective, both for him to not be mad, but also reminded me more of the dogs, that when we see dogs having tantrums, when we see dogs freaking out, losing their mind, aggression, anxiety, whatever it is, there's something going on underneath. It's not the dog didn't wake up one day and like happy and perfect and be like, I'm gonna flip out today. No, the dog, he's acting that way for a reason. There's something going on underneath. And as owners, that's what we can do to help our dogs. There's nothing I can do to help the guy next to me. I can't I can't sit there and help him, whatever's going on underneath the surface for him. But with our dogs, it's something we definitely can do.